Those vegan guys. Thank you.
Right.
Drum roll.
Thank you for the drum roll, darling. Hi, Leanne, and welcome to Vegan Stories, Skype Shenanigans with me, Paul Burgess from Those Vegan Guys. But we're mates anyway, aren't we?
Of course.
So this is kind of like, if we end up going off on a tangent and having a mate chat, you're just going to have to put up with it, people. Because me and Luan, we know each other, we've socialised, we've met, we've hugged, we've exchanged gifts. Just leave us be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Buddies.
So, how are you first?
I'm alright.
Coping okay?
Yeah. Going a bit stir crazy, you know, the usual. Yeah, it's alright.
So, Leah, I actually thought, I keep forgetting that Bev lives in Sheffield. Bev's one of our other stories. I'm going to put the playlist up there for any of you that haven't seen any of these stories, because the reason we're sharing them is of course to try and promote veganism and just to give veganism a real face. It's not all muscle studs and skinny wenches. It's not all carb strong clones and freely fanatics. It's normal people like us who are vegan for the right reasons and really enjoy our grub. So Leanne, you're now going to be in that list of wonderful Skype stories, and you are now officially the first person in the list from Wales.
Yay!
As in, who lives in Wales now. So Bev was from Wales, but now she lives in Sheffield.
Yes.
So down there, whereabouts in Wales do you live, Leanne?
I live in a small town between Cardiff and Bridgend, so South Wales.
Right. All right. So the hot part.
Oh yes.
The part that gets really lovely in the summer.
Well, if you go a bit further west, the weather's better. But yeah, it's all right. It's been boiling. It's been good.
Nice. Right. I'm going to put my interview ahead on Leanne.
Oh,
so.
Ready.
Tell me about your vegan journey. Actually, when did it start for you, Leanne?
Well, you know how you guys like false endings? I had a few false starts.
Okay. Let's go with it. I'm into it.
Big starting. Because I was thinking about this in preparation for this little chat. And I think the first time I started thinking about veganism was 2012. I'd been running a little cake business from home for about 4 years at that point, all above board, you know, proper business. And I was approached by a lovely lady who I didn't know at the time, called Holly. She won't mind me mentioning her name. And she was getting married and she wanted a vegan wedding cake. And I thought, okay, I can do that. What would you like? And then she told me what she wanted. And I thought, it's a wind up. She wanted, the theme was red. She wanted a tower of cupcakes in red and black. And she wanted the top tier to be a red giant cupcake with octopus tentacles coming out of the top. So I sat down and thought about it. I thought, it's a wind up, isn't it? And then I thought, no, that's H.P. Lovecraft. That's not a wind up. That's fine. So after I put my brain back in, I said to her, yeah, that's fine. No problem at all. And she said, can you do it vegan? No animal products at all. I said, absolutely. Put the phone down and thought,
shit.
Yeah. Because I'd been on and off vegetarian for years. And I mean, since I was a teenager. And I thought, how hard can it be? Really hard. That's the answer. Really, really hard. Making a cake with no animal products is a nightmare, as you know. So I tried and tried and tried. And I came up with a set of cupcakes. Tried them out on all my friends. Loved them. Marvellous. Right. So I went ahead and did the wedding cake. It was a beautiful wedding. She was beautiful. Everything was wonderful. And after that, I thought, oh, that's too hard. I can't do that. How did she do that? I can't cope living like that. I couldn't do that. So I didn't, and I parked it. And then at this point, I was still eating meat. And then one day out of the blue, I was in work, and my very good friend Jess I'll do a little plug at this point. Runs a lovely vegan skincare company called Green Jiva, based in Newport, South Wales. She wasn't vegan at the time either. And she said to me,
when we upload this to YouTube, post a comment with the link.
I certainly will.
And I'll make sure I, keep it there.
Absolutely. Thank you. I will. And she came up to me. We were standing by the photocopier in work. And she said, "Don't laugh. I've gone vegan." And I said, "Oh, shut up. What are you talking about?" Because we were both meat eaters. And I was of the mindset of, I'm a good person. I'm not a cruel person. I love animals. I'm not, I wouldn't go and kill anyone or kill anything. I only buy free range. Therefore, I'm doing better. All of this. Hello.
Hello, pussy. Molly!
Hello!
Hello, love! Hello, love! Oh, look at those beautiful eyes. What a beautiful baby.
You lovely.
Hello.
Come on.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Oh,
Never
God.
let it be said that men should complain when women show their pussies. Sorry, I had to.
Stay there.
Oh, my love.
That's my thread now. I believed all the rubbish, all of the bullshit, basically, that if you eat free range and organic, that the animals have a lovely life and they don't really know what's happening and it's fine. And sorry, she's just throwing my pen on the table. So I kind of just allowed myself to believe that and to be lulled into this ridiculous thing. So when Jess said to me, "I'm going vegan," I thought, oh, how extreme, don't be so ridiculous. And then she said, no, seriously, it's very good for you. I've read all about it. It's good for your health. So it's plant-based, I said, oh, I'll leave you to it. Thanks. Didn't think any more of it. And then a couple of weeks later, I was away for the weekend with friends. We went to Ilfracombe in Devon and we stayed in a lovely cottage. And there was about 12 of us there, all girls. Jess wasn't in this friend group, so she wasn't there. And the food we ate and the amount of alcohol was obscene, and it was all cheese and pizzas and meat. And at the end, I thought, I'm going to go vegan for 2 weeks, clean myself out. And so I did. And I came home from that weekend and I said to Imran, I'm going to go vegan for 2 weeks. And he said, oh, all right, go on then, as you do. And I did. And at the end of the 2 weeks, by the end of the 2 weeks, obviously I'd looked into different recipes and websites and, YouTube and all sorts of things. And back then, obviously, junk food wasn't as easy to come by. This was July 2014. And junk food wasn't as easy to come by. It was basically beans and lentils and that's your lot, more or less. And I was looking at recipes and all sorts to try and get some ideas of what to eat. And then as I was doing that, obviously I'm coming across all these videos of animal cruelty and sort of articles online about the meat industry, the dairy industry, eggs and the suffering they cause. And at the end of the 2 weeks, I was totally thinking, right, I'm going back, I'm going to have a steak when I finish this. I thought, I can't. Knowing now what I know, how can I, as a right-thinking person, as a human, how can I make the decision to go back to that? And I didn't, and I never have.
That
was it.
Just that thought is so lacking in the world.
Oh, yeah.
For people to be able to say to themselves, do I have how can I? If I'm so against animal cruelty, how can I? And if more people ask themselves that question, how can I go back to that when I'm this person? The world would be full of vegans.
Absolutely.
People avoid asking themselves that question, don't they? And
always.
I did too, though.
I did it twice.
Thing. And it was probably actually about the same amount of time, like you say, you were introduced to it in 2012 with the cake making thing, but it wasn't until 2 years later that you did it yourself. and it was a friend of ours called Dominic Berry, a Manchester poet, very gently kept trying to make me aware that there was no such thing as happy eggs.
Yeah.
He was never aggressive. He was never preachy. He was lovely. I mean, he's a nice guy. He was lovely, but he was my starting point. I'm hoping to get him on this series at some point. So did you carry on with the cake business?
Yeah.
As then a vegan cake business?
No, I'm ashamed to say I didn't initially. It was about 6 months before I thought, what am I doing? Not only am I bringing this into my home, which I don't want to, I'm also funding the egg industry. I'm funding the dairy industry because obviously I was using butter in my buttercream. I thought, how can I be such a hypocrite as to say, oh my God, I'm vegan, I can never eat that ever. But then I bake with it. What am I doing? So it's about 6 months later that I took it out completely. And all of my cakes, I mean, I still make the odd cake now and again. Every single cake that leaves my house is vegan, whether the customer asks for it or not. A cake's a cake at the end of the day.
That's just it. Nobody asks for cakes with specific ingredients, do they?
No, it's a cake.
They just ask for cakes.
Yeah, as long as obviously I say there's soy as an allergen.
Yes.
That's it. I mean, I only do family and friends now, and I don't charge. You know, I shall pay the ingredients and I'll do you a cake. Whereas before it was a business. I closed that business a couple of years back. But yeah, nobody has ever said, this cake tastes vegan. Nobody's ever said a word. It's just a cake.
Well, we were the very grateful recipients of a fantastic Christmas cake from you when we met last year, which we literally smashed into our faces. Over
Glad.
and the early year, actually. It lasted us until the end of January. That's the great thing about Christmas cakes, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And it was delicious.
Hey.
It was a Christmas cake. It was boozy and rich and dark and fruity and everything you want from a Christmas cake. And even my mum had a slice.
Oh, good.
She always says it, bless her, when something's really good, that's not vegan. I was like, yes, it bloody is, Joan.
It is.
So how did you find it with, do you have as gracious a husband as me, who's like, because I just came home and said, Jason, we're going vegan. I didn't ask him, I didn't give him a choice. I'm the cook, we're going vegan.
Kind of. Imran doesn't cook. He could burn hot water. He's not good. And so if I cook, he eats it. So he's eaten a vegan diet with me since the 6th of July 2014 when I came home and said, I'm going vegan. But for the first sort of 6 months, he was still having sort of dairy. He was still having eggs outside of the house. So if he was in work, he'd buy, he'd have like an egg mayo sandwich or something.
Yeah.
And then January the 1st, 2015, he said, I'm doing it. I'm going vegan. And he did. And do you know, he's much more vocal about it now than I am. I'm much more chill and sort of, softly, whereas he's, punch in the face. I'm vegan.
He's quite the social media warrior. But I think that's admirable, to be honest with you. I think that I've started to do the same thing now, whereby I think there comes a point when you've got to stop taking crap off people. Do you know what I mean? Especially when they're trying to. I mean, look at us right now. We're in lockdown. The world has been affected by this horrific, really, really strong virus that's so easy to pass on, that's killing people, and it came from an animal. And it's
yeah.
I was sat in my front room this morning, furious, because I looked at my own timeline on Facebook, and I'm gonna, after I've done this vlog with you today, I'm gonna do a little short vlog linking all the morning I had. It was like a series of 5 or 6 articles and news clippings that just got me fired up, and I was like, it's there in plain, understandable words and thoughts. We can't do this anymore.
But until somebody comes to that conclusion themselves, you've got no chance. They will not They will not hear it.
And I know, but you would think now, because of this, now's the time. Everybody's got to start thinking about it. Whether they accept it or not, they have to think about the human relationship with animals. Because that is exactly how this came about. And the one before, and the one before it, and the one before it. You know. Oh.
It's there to be seen, but if you don't want to see it, you won't see it. And that's that's where
I know.
I mean, members of my family have gone vegan more recently after seeing Game Changers. My cousin Sean, who you've seen on the channel, her and her daughter Taylor, both meat eaters, and then dabbled in it a bit. So I'm going to try and eat less meat. I know it's bad for you. And then they humoured me a lot, with the veganism, like, the hands off again. And then they watched Game Changers and literally picked up the phone and said, I'm so ashamed. Oh my God, how has this happened? How have I not seen this before? And now, absolutely 100% vegan.
Well, this is why I mentioned about in fact, I'm going to leave all of that for the little 5-minute vlog I'm going to do later about the kind of news and the media at the moment, because this is about your story, and I want it to be about your story. Now, here's a random question.
Go on.
Has it been any more difficult in Wales? I ask that because regionally, I know that number one for vegan outlets is London.
Yeah.
And I think second in the country is actually Manchester.
Yeah.
Because we've got loads of vegan cafes and restaurants and shops and so how did you, other than the supermarkets, how easy has it been?
Well, it's getting better. It used to be really bad. There was nothing. But that was true of everywhere long ago. 5 years ago, there was nothing. Even corn wasn't vegan 5 years ago. And if you wanted something like fries, you had to order it online. Or Holland and Barrett, which are always more expensive than the supermarkets because of what they are, So it was literally health food shops, online shopping, or make it yourself. And I would say I'm quite a decent cook. I'm not bad. I can throw most things together. So I experimented with ingredients and made things. Desserts, pies, pastries, the lot, and obviously main meals. Again,
pies and pastries, that's my language, that.
I love a pastry. But, there were things that you didn't know were vegan at the time. You're like, oh, is that safe? Can I eat that? And in the end, you just made your own. And that sounds like, during the war. But it was like, during the
war, I couldn't afford a tampon. I had to get cotton wool and string and roll my own. Sorry, that Gemini just jumped out for a second. Back girl.
I did see her. No, seriously though, during the war, during the dark days of veganism, when there was nothing but peas and lentils, and you literally had to try and make a trifle out of split peas and kidney beans.
I've made a Sunday lunch out of cardboard, twigs and dust. Tell me what you think.
That's exactly
it. Completely. I mean, we've been vegan only a tiny smidge. Oh no, I think no. If you went vegan in 2014, you've been vegan.
It's about the same time.
Oh, so you're in your 7th year now?
Yeah. It'll be 7 years for me in hang on now, 6. It'll be 6 years for me this July. There you go. So a bit less than you.
Right. Yeah, because when we first started, it was all Holland and Barrett.
Yeah. Same.
Like that's the only place I knew I could get stuff.
Yeah.
You know, what did you struggle with most, Leanne? Like right at the start, what was there a one thing? There was for us. It was milk.
Yeah, it was cheese for me.
Right.
Because vegan cheese back then, you had Violife wasn't even out then.
No. It
Back
was
in the day.
It was that powder block they used to sell at Holland and Barrett that smelled, looked like cheese, but was actually a bit
like feet. Like you'd imagine athlete's foot would taste.
They've got better, haven't they, though, with cheese?
They have.
With us, the struggle was not that we couldn't give up milk, that we couldn't find the right plant-based one. It took us ages. It honestly, it took us at least a good few months of keep trying different ones. Oh God, this one curdles in tea and coffee.
Yeah.
But it tastes really nice on cereal. But we wanted an all-rounder, and then we ended up on cocoa. We've been there ever since.
Yeah, we use that. Well, I use soy in tea and coffee. Imran uses oat in tea and coffee, and we use cocoa on our cereal. So we've always got at least 3 milks open.
Oh, a tri-milk family.
The trifecta of milks.
So cheese. So what's your go-to now? Has your taste in cheese changed?
I think it has to, and I think to go from dairy cheese straight to vegan cheese, you're going to lose that fight. There's just don't do it. You need a break of at least weeks or months before you can even stomach it, because it's not cheese.
He's sticking your head in and saying hello. Yeah. Husband's just come down from the office.
Jay!
Wait.
Hello. You all right?
Oh, good.
Oh, I love that painting behind you.
So insane. It's the first thing I said when I saw it. I was like, oh, that painting's lovely.
Yes, it's one of Stephen Brown's McCoo paintings.
Behind her ear.
That's so nice.
She's so pretty.
Colour coordinated as well with the daffodil.
Absolutely. I try.
Very nice. Yes, you're looking fabulous and summery and smiley, and that's exactly what we need at the moment.
Even though it is actually raining.
If you can hear a loud noise, do excuse me, my pussy's crunching biscuits under the table.
Oh, mine's sleeping next to me.
Right, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to go to work. I just wanted to say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'll leave you to it.
Bye, love.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, no. I don't speak to him for most of the day, you know. It's a proper, we've got this like worked out now. He's got his office in my drag room, of all places. And he goes upstairs after his breakfast. He comes down for lunch. Then he goes back up. He pops down a couple of times during the day for a quick smoke steak or a quick coffee, and then finishes at 5. He's a very good boy.
Oh, bless him.
How are you coping with shopping at the moment, Leanne?
Horrifying.
Yeah. Where do you go? What's your go-to?
Tesco is our go-to. But I mean, they're trying really hard. You know, the staff there have got an uphill struggle because it's such a large shop. It's a Tesco Extra. It's huge. It's, you know, one of the bigger ones, I think. And, you know, they can only restrict so many. They put in as many as they can in. People are then not adhering to it. They're walking the wrong way down the aisles. Standing too close. And I'm not keen.
I tell you what's bothering me about the shoppers at the moment, and I just think, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be browsing, but people shouldn't be browsing. No. It's like, I went with a list. We've been this morning before we've done this video, because we're every few days we have to get fresh fruit and veg.
Yeah.
It's someone will be stood looking like at the salad counter, and I know all I want is a bag of salad. I can walk over and go scan it, put it in my bag, done. And they're like, and I just want to scream, COVID! But I don't, Leanne, because I'm a nice man.
I'm not. I'm ashamed to say I have lost my temper in Tesco's. I have. It's the people who think it's okay to walk backwards down the aisle because they're facing the way of the arrows.
What? Who are humans?
What are you doing?
Honestly, who are we?
Yeah.
What we
I mean, my outburst the last time I went was a person had like passed me, and I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm in the lines." I said, "Oh, good job, I can't travel sideways, isn't it?" And she just looked at me. Where I'd just shown a dog a card trick.
Honest to God. So, tell us a couple of your favourite products from Tesco. I mean, why Tesco first? Is it...
You get this close.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we have got Sainsbury's nearby as well. Nearby, it's further away. I quite like Sainsbury's. And there are things in Sainsbury's that I can't get in Tesco, so I do go there. And Imran's preference is the salted peanuts of Sainsbury's as opposed to
in the blue
Tesco.
packs.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. I use them in stir fries and things.
Ooh.
Yeah, we quite like an odd bit of crunch. Does Tesco have an app you can use on your phone at the moment? I
have no idea. I'm not a fan of online shopping.
No. While you're shopping.
Oh, why are you? I don't know.
Yeah, I've got a smart shop app with Sainsbury's. Yeah. So you have to put your location. I'm loving it, and I've only just started using it throughout this. But you put your location. You switch it on. It knows where you are. Start your shop. You scan every barcode and pack your bags, and then you leave. Scan the till you're at, and all your stuff goes straight there. Oh,
Tesco have got guns they use to scan.
Oh, yeah.
So I do that. I don't queue. I can't be doing that.
No.
Too peoply. So yeah, no, Tesco. The Vera range in Tesco is pretty good. Their corn range is pretty good in terms of the vegan items, although vegan corn fillets seem to have disappeared again. And their fruit and veg is always lovely.
Yes.
So
I think all the supermarkets are doing really well with fruit and veg. Actually, it's our biggest collection here is Asda, but I don't shop in Asda. It's always been Sainsbury's for me. Tesco's
I like Sainsbury's.
Like Sainsbury's, Tesco, and Aldi in normal life.
Yeah.
We'll go to all three, but last 6 weeks we've only been to Sainsbury's.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far.
No.
The thing.
Have you tried the Vera shawarma?
Oh yeah, I love that. Have it all the time.
Nice? I don't know if we've tried it yet. They used to do one called the Vera kebab. Is it the same thing?
It's that, yeah.
Oh, right. Well, we haven't it before then. Well, we're having it tonight. Whenever I buy a pack like that, I've got a pack of wraps. So I'll do a mixed salad dressed, and I'll fry up the shawarma just with a little bit of oil and some onion and probably a bit of extra spice, and then we have wraps, bit like kebabs.
Why not? Have it in a pitta.
Tell us a couple of your favourite meals, either that you really enjoy making or you just really enjoy stuffing your face with.
I'm really boring. I usually go for the bolognese, chili, curry scenario.
None of them are boring, Leanne.
They are if you eat them every week.
Oh, I know, I disagree. I think, actually, having staple meals like that. Because when you do a curry, do you do more than you eat that night? And say,
all my meals are bulk cooked. Yeah.
So do we. Exactly the same thing. So a curry lasts us, is 2 meals for us. First one with rice and naan, second one with oven chips. Always.
Oh, nice.
It's my system, and I'm sticking to it.
It works. Now I follow Slimming World with so all of my meals are from scratch. I know you're a fan of the Sainsbury's jars of curry sauce and things. I never use a jar, but that's just because I need to know what's in it. So when I do a curry, I cook off a load of veg. So it would be mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, butternut squash, what else? Celery, carrot, all sorts go in. Cook it down with tinned tomatoes and spices, and then blitz it with your plunge blender, and that's your sauce, and that'll do you for 4 curries.
And funnily enough, when you first posted about that in that vegan group
Oh.
a couple of weeks ago. Oh no, it was on
the chat.
It was on the WhatsApp, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When you first posted about that, I actually said to Jason, Leanne's just inspired me to have a go at making curry sauce because I didn't think it was that easy.
Oh yeah, it is easy.
But here's the rub. Can't do it yet because I haven't got enough jars yet. And the thing about the curry sauce jars is they're 80p.
Yeah.
The curry sauce is really good and it's all green. You know, nutritional info, and it's all, you know, reasonable ingredients. But the jars are brilliant. They're brilliant. And I want to get a cupboard with all jars, dried ingredients and nuts and seeds and porridges and, you know, all that kind of thing. So I'm building them up. But you have inspired me to, because what I could do, see, you should have jumped on that then, Leanne, and said, yeah, Burgess, I could, oh no, because I haven't got enough jars. I was going to say, I've just bamboozled myself. I was going to say I could make a big batch and like store some in the fridge in jars, but I haven't got enough jars. That's why I'm still buying the jarred.
Paradox. No.
So what's one of Imran's favourite meals?
He's a chili man. I gotta be honest. He loves a chili. Yeah, and sausage and mash. That's his other thing.
Sausage and mash is one of my all-time favourite meals of all time and always will be. But then again, I love mash.
And me. I love
and Jason's not so keen on it.
What? Who is
I married a weirdo. What can I say? Mash, mushrooms, cranberries, vegan.
Well, until I met Imran, he'd never tasted Branston pickle, so I really wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, do you know what, Leanne? You've just triggered something that I forgot to get from Sainsbury's. I had Piccalilli on my list and I forgot. It's all right. They sell Haywoods across at the Spa, and that's vegan. I'll get that.
Oh yeah.
So, have you, when you've been like baking cakes now, have you developed your own cake recipes?
Yes.
Yeah.
And no.
Right.
I adapt. So I've got a really nice cookbook, which was Ms. Cupcake or Mrs. Cupcake, what's she called? The ones in London who've now closed.
Right.
The book is amazing. And I've adapted my grandmother's recipes from years ago, using egg replacers and different ways of replacing egg. Egg is the thing. Cake needs egg to rise unless you find something that does the job, and finding the thing that does the job is the difficult part.
Yeah. Well, when we first went vegan, I was an avid baker, like baked all the time, loved it as a vegetarian.
Yeah.
And then when we first went vegan, I tried doing the whole egg replacement thing, using normal standard recipes, but just swapping out the eggs for that organ egg replacement.
Yeah, no egg. Yeah.
And nothing worked. And then I found all the recipes on the Vegan Society website, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of oil in them.
Yeah, because they have to replace the fat of the egg yolk. Because don't forget, an egg is 100% fat in the yolk. So it's when people think, "Oh, egg replacer, this will work," but you need to increase the fat, otherwise the ratios of fat to everything else won't work.
Yeah.
That's the weird part, because you don't think about that.
There you go, folks. You probably learned something there. So you can use like flax egg replace. Oh no, because flax has got oil in it.
Yeah.
That's why flax egg works then.
Yeah.
See, now you've just taught me something there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But if you're using mashed banana or applesauce is sometimes used, or the egg replacer powder, you need to increase the fat. So if I'm doing one that uses powdered egg, the powdered egg replacer, like for example, my Christmas cake's got powdered egg replacer in it, I increase the amount of vegan butter that I use, because the ratios are wrong otherwise, and it just goes.
We might have just shared a fabulous nugget of wisdom there that people will be like a eureka moment. It was for me. I'm like, but of course, that's why flax eggs work so good, because of the oil.
There's oil, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
And that's why organ or whatever it's called doesn't work.
No.
Because it's oil free.
But the other thing I would suggest you do with organ, if you're making it into an egg replacer liquid, is mix it with soya milk or a heavier plant milk rather than water. So not like cocoa, because that's quite a mild, lower fat content type milk, but use something quite substantial and it'll work. Nice.
Any particular milk you would recommend?
My preference is Alpro soya and sweetened, but that's just taste preference.
Cool. So, what would you said before about like when you first made the leap and you started seeing all these videos and stuff, about the cruelty. Were there any particular documentaries or even YouTube videos? Because I know that one that had an impact on me was Dairy is Scary, which is that little short 5-minute snippet that really outlines brilliantly the truth about the dairy industry. But then the documentary for us that did it was Vegucated. Is there anything like that kind of had an impact on you early?
I did see Dairy is Scary, but it was mostly written articles that I sort of went for. I haven't watched Cowspiracy and I haven't watched Game Changers. And I have actively avoided Earthlings because I know what is in it. It's preaching to the choir, isn't it? I'm done. I don't need to see that. But I probably should see some of them now. I don't know. Do I need to? No. Should I support the movement, if you like, by sharing them? Probably.
I'll tell you one that is worth watching, I think, even though it's very much focused on health, is Forks Over Knives.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got a brilliant cookbook as well.
Yeah, I got the book.
Oh, have you got the book?
Yeah, I got the book. I haven't seen it. I don't watch stuff.
It's good. Honestly, it is worth watching. It really is. It's so down there in Welsh Wales, where men play rugby. Terrible. Are there any vegan restaurants or cafes yet? I obviously can't use them right now.
Oh, no.
Or should I say, were there any before this?
There were, and are.
Were there?
Yeah, there's a couple of like tea room types, type places, little cafes that are really nice. There's the Vegetarian Food Studio is based in Cardiff, and that's mostly a vegan menu. I think there's perhaps 1 or 2 dishes who aren't vegan on there. It's an Indian restaurant, and that's fabulous. Then there's there's a couple of other sort of vegetarian places that have a large vegan menu. And then of course we got Wagamama's, which is just like my favorite.
Do you know we've not been there yet?
What? Right. When you visit us, we're going there.
And we went there as veggies years ago. Years ago. So I've never tried the katsu, and I keep seeing pictures of it and I'm like, oh, that looks so good.
It's really good.
Yeah, have to go. Definitely gonna have to go there. So I always ask everyone, Leanne. Well, firstly, before I ask you the last part, which is about your nuggets of wisdom that you can share with other people who might be considering the journey, is there anything else that you want to share about your own journey or products or anything at all?
Yes, I would like, first of all, obviously my friends Jess and Andy are the owners of Green Jiva, as I previously mentioned. Their perfume oils and facial products are amazing. You'll find them in any vegan fair, you know, the vegan food festivals and things. They're always there with a stall. Give them a look. They are wonderful. That's the first thing.
Let me just ask you there.
Yeah.
Perfume oils.
Yeah.
So do they do scents for men?
They're sort of unisex. They're fabulous.
Okay.
I would highly recommend Verdant, or Verdant, I think the one is called. Beautiful.
Do love a scent. Go on, carry on.
Right, so there's them. And also Holly and Kelvin, who were the lovely couple whose wedding cake I made all those years ago. They run an animal sanctuary called Ivy Animal Sanctuary, and they look after, take in, recuperate and rehome reptiles and exotic animals that people have bought and don't know how to look after.
Wow.
A fabulous job, local to me down here in South.
And very specialised as well, actually.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a sanctuary, particularly for. So that's lovely.
Yeah, they you know, they work with the RSPCA to help prosecutions go through cruelty, and they are fabulous. So I just want to give them a big shout out. Aside from that, I mean, products I go for, I would say, a lot of people have this hang up about meat replacements. If you're vegan, why do you want to eat something that tastes like meat? Well, that's because as people, we are creatures of habit, and a sausage is a sausage, irrespective of what's inside it. And if I want to have sausage and mash, I don't want it to be vegetables in there. I'd rather it taste a bit like a sausage that I remember. Same with a burger. They've all got a place, you know, these breadcrumbed burgers full of beans or vegetables, love them, have them regularly. Sometimes you just want something that tastes like a cheeseburger.
I don't know anybody that went vegan because they didn't like the taste of meat.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's the thing, and that's where you get a lot of online people saying, "Oh, well, how can you be vegan if you want to taste what meat tastes like?" Well, I'm not killing anyone, so it's like saying, "Why don't you just get a gun and go and shoot loads of people rather than play a computer game?"
My meme.
Oh yeah.
My lovely meme. Remember?
Love the meme.
Karen and Darren. Darren. Why would you want to eat meat? Things that what look and taste like meat if you're a vegan. Karen. Well, why would you want to play computer games when you can just go outside and shoot people? Darren. Because that'd make me a murderer. Karen. Ta-da!
Love it. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, I think the product of the hour, I think for me, is the Richmond meat-free sausage. It is beauty.
My mum loves them. In fact, my mum can't believe it. She's like, these are not vegan. I was like, John the vegan. Trust me when I tell you the vegan. She has them now.
Oh,
and she's always done Linda McCartney sausage rolls. Proud of her, actually. I mean, she's nearly 80. And she's on vegan sausages, vegan sausage rolls, and vegan fish and batter.
Nice. Oh, well done, our Joan.
She's a good egg, she is.
Yes.
So
yeah,
yes,
that's it really for me.
Do you have any advice for newbies? Any kind of nuggets of wisdom, anything you learned along the way? I think that was a good tip you said before, and a few people have said it about cheese.
Yeah.
Just don't have it for a few weeks.
No, don't have it.
But then, what would you recommend trying after a few weeks of abstinence?
Probably Via Life. That's probably the most or the least offensive of them. And actually the mature one that they've just brought out, I've only ever seen it once. But that is actually more cheesy tasting than the original. The Epic Mature, is it? And of course then, all hail Applewood, because that is just, that tastes like Applewood cheese. But if you weren't a fan of smoked cheese before, you're not going to be a fan of that.
No, God, no. I mean, smoke is, you've got to like the taste of smoke, haven't you?
Yeah.
The Via Life one, the extra strong cheddar, Me and Jason had a plate last week, what we call a plate. Sandwich, couple of olives, crisps. Like as if you'd gone to a buffet. And I had a block of that BioLife Mature. Guess what I did?
Go on. You didn't put it with pickled onions, did you?
Cheese and pineapple on sticks. 3 each we had. Oh, they were gorgeous. I love a cheese and pineapple on a stick thing.
Oh, yeah.
Isis, do you want to come and say hello here for a second, darling?
Molly's asleep. There's no hope now. That's it.
Just say a quick hello.
Oh, hello, Isis.
Say a quick hello to the world. And look,
Hello.
there's Leanne from Wales. She says, I really don't care. I want biscuits. Fair enough. Rude.
Here's my bum. Bye-bye.
I've raised her better.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just thinking, was there any other tips that I've got to share other than my cheese thing? No, I don't think I have. Other than, I would say, don't beat yourself up too much. Don't think, oh, I'm vegan now, I have to eat 20 million portions of fruit and veg in a day, otherwise I'm not really a vegan. Don't worry about it. And don't be too hung up on this, oh, well, you're less vegan than me if you do this, or you're more vegan than me if you do that. Just don't. Do your best for the animals, do your best for yourself and the planet, and everything else will follow. That's my view. That's all I have.
I like it very much indeed. Well, we've chatted for quite a while, my darling, and this is the first time we've met on Skype. So now you have it. You're going to have to let me know about your future days off and we can have a chat. But much more relaxed. You know.
None of this recorded business.
Yeah, yeah.
Face on.
None of this bleeding malarkey for YouTube. Leanne, I want to say thank you so much for taking part in our series. I'm really glad you have. You've represented yet another country in this great world of ours. Bev partly represented Wales, but you're there, man. You're living the dream.
I'm here. Representing South Wales.
How do you say here?
You.
I'm here. Love it. I love an accent, me.
Yeah, but this. You. Where I am? You. You.
Love it. Love it. Much love to you and much love to Imran, of course. Thank you, Leanne, so much, honestly, for taking part in this series. All of you folk out there, please be excellent to yourselves and each other. And check out the rest of the series that I linked up there before. I'll also whack up there our vegan recipes so you can have a look at that as well. That's it, my love.
Nice chatting to you.
Do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to make a bacon butty. I've just got a packet of Plant Pioneers smoky strips from Sainsbury's, 90p yellow stickered.
Bargain.
I was like, Jason, lunch.
Have it.
Leanne, thanks so much, darling. I shall speak to you soon. And thank you, everyone, for watching.
See you soon.
Bye, love.